What's going on, everyone? Darkwater here, and welcome back to Airport CEO and our recreation of the Zurich Airport, where last time we've got security set up in the middle on both the departure level and the one above that. I don't know if that's going to have a specific name, but there's a bunch of shops up there. Things seem to be going okay with regards to the security getting through. Went ahead and ran the game for a little bit because we had the oil issue, and that was costing us a bunch of money. Got us a little bit of build money so far, and I'd like to work on this, but I'm struggling with placement with regards to the street area. And it's a struggle right now. So I think today we're going to toy around with placement of things. I've contemplated moving security to the right, but it is fairly centered in the actual airport. It's just at a little bit of an angle. This portion of the building kind of angles down, so check-in down over here and down over on this side kind of slant a little bit. And there is a door down over here. There's one about here, 3 and 4. Obviously, we would have to extend the road over here, and I don't know what that's going to do given the fact that we do have a big runway that's going to sit over here. And so I'm struggling a little bit with that. Because in my initial design, I've got this building coming down kind of to the corner here. And then the large runway sitting right here. And I don't know how I feel about playing around with this road area. There's also a security gate over in this area that allows you access basically to this security road that runs here. So today we're going to work on the assumption we're leaving this here. We may have to slide the roads down further. In my initial build of just roughing things in, this is where the road lives. But there is an escalator that takes you down to this floor. There's another escalator that takes you down to this floor and takes you under the road to the building, which is there's a parking area as well as the Hotel Zurich Airport that's over there, as well as the Airport Medical Center is housed in that same building, and that is all on the other side of the road here. I don't know what I'm doing with that. In my initial build, I was just going to leave it just a blank building. But there is stuff in it related to the airport, but I'm a little hesitant, to be honest. And then the hotel is technically next to that, which would be here, which is what that additional wing should be. Let's rough some things in to see if we really need to move stuff around. So I mentioned at the end of the last episode, there's the UBS, which is a money changing area. Over on this corner, directly opposite that, there's a K kiosk that's over here. And then there's a bunch of check-in desks down this way and down over here. There is a check-in lounge that I can't find a picture or video for the life of me what that looks like. There's Swiss ticketing in the middle. We're going to run that as information because I don't want to deal with baggage going down over here. Baggage coming here is going to be tricky enough. And then there's another nope, that's the door. It looks like there is a self-baggage check, so you can pull tags for your bags, but I've seen older video that has a self-bag drop area over here that's actually staffed, even though it says self-bag drop. The latest video doesn't specify that down at this end. It looks like it's just straight check-ins. This is predominantly a Swiss Airlines check-in area. I think Lufthansa also has some check-in gates over here as well, but it's like 90% Swiss Air. I don't know where to put the bag drop because I do want to add some self-check down in this area. I checked the Swiss Air website and it says, along with some of the video, it has the you basically scan your passport and then it kind of, and your ticket, and it spits out the tag for your bag. But then it wants you to go to check-in, which one is it? It's check-in 5. Which is over here, and it's got the self-bag drop over here. The game is not gonna like that. Whenever you do self-check-in, you need to have a bag drop nearby, and I don't think having it way over here, it'll connect. There is a range limitation, so I think we're gonna do kind of a self-bag drop down here eventually. I'm not going to do it now because we don't have baggage set up. And so that's going to be kind of a down the road thing. I'm going to pause for a second. Actually, no, I'm not. Let's run into planning mode. Also down over here, there are bathrooms. And so I think that's going to be kind of where we start mapping things out. Yeah, that doesn't help me either. Looking at a one more image to see if it has any kind of ideal information for me. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to grab, no, we should probably do bathroom since that's going to be the distance we need to play with first. We're going to do this. Actually, we can do that. Sure. There is a hallway that takes you to the bathrooms, and then there's the UBS. There's like some ATMs on this side and some staffed area on that side, so we'll put that there. You come down the hallway. Let's take that out. Maybe a little bit. I don't like that. We're gonna need a little bit more space, so we'll do this. Hallway. That's 4. To E. I don't like that. There is another bathroom here for it's a family restroom, it looks like. If I come down a little further, that'll give us a little bit larger bathroom area. And then right next to that is where check-in is. So we would run check-in desks, basically here all the way down. Probably going to cut this shorter because there's a walkway that takes you right over here, and then there's a Swiss waiting area down here on the end. And so we'll just kind of feel this out a little bit. Maybe we take that one out. Here's where I'm going to put this in temporarily. We'll do that. And then there is basically a little walled off area down over here. We'll run a door at the back so that staff can get back there. And there's just kind of a waiting area. Queue size is going to come down to here, I think. So this is going to be the hallway to... This is technically Terminal 1. This will be Terminal 2 over on the left side. There is another Swiss waiting area here, so the queue goes there. I'm just doing that. Oh yeah, that's going to be bad. So this would essentially be the front. Now, here's where things are going to get messier. Because down over here, you have an escalator. There's an elevator over here too, but we will deal with that in a second. It's basically in line with the edge of the UBS. And that takes you down here, so we're going to have to bump all this down again, which I don't want to do, but we'll do for accuracy's sake. We will end up running baggage probably to the right, directly below the check-in. We're going to have to take it back, actually, because directly below here is baggage carousel number 15. So we're going to have to run it back to about here. The back wall will be just in front of that. There is a duty-free shop right next to that. And then you get your baggage and you come forward, and there's you go through the customs area to exit out of the secure to unsecure area. And then you come forward, and then there's a little bit of space, walkway, and then there is the arrival area where you can meet and greet Aunt Sally. But then there's another escalator that would live basically here. So we're, out of curiosity, we're still in planning, yes? Yes. If I do that, I can do another one, say, here. And that would take you under. So maybe we make this the front. We drop in the other escalator, say, here. Have to go back a square, probably. Something like this. This becomes the front, and then we will have the stairs going from the pickup drop-off area to the departure area. I think that is going to be how we map this out going forward, which means we have to move the pickup drop-off area zone again. Well, great. Let's run things for a little bit. I really want this tile because I need to know where that large runway is going to sit, so I know what we're looking at in this area. Because initially the building I was going to drop in here is... Actually, it's smaller than that. It's 16 by 16? I believe it's like this. But it's over basically here. We might have to shrink that parking garage because that's what it is. It's parking garage 2? Nope, that's P1. Which is fine, because if it is a parking area, we don't have that big of parking. I mean, we could drop 1 and 2 and then do a walkway down underneath to here and then come up the escalator that was going to live there. I'm just going on and on. I know I haven't actually built much of anything. We'll do this. Take that out. You can actually go. I think we've made decisions on where things are going to live. You can get built. And we'll go ahead and we'll add in bathrooms. 1, 2, 3. That's... Probably should clean things up a little bit. There we go. Right. Yeah, we'll throw in 1 hand dryer. It's fine. It's the men's room. Let's be honest, they're just gonna wipe their hands on their pants. That'll work. There we go, and the 1 hand dryer. A little bit bigger bathroom than it needs to be, but sure. Okay, I want a door, and we're gonna just drop the door right here, and this is gonna be a staff-only zone. We're gonna use a information desk right there. Give me a vending machine. Since we don't have an ATM, we'll just throw a vending machine right here, and that'll serve our purpose of a actually, I can get... No. Bathrooms, folks will be happy with. There is an elevator, and it's on the right-hand side. So we'll go ahead and build a wall there. We can go ahead and put that across the front. 4. There we go. That should be a good size for the elevator. Ooh. One of those elevators, of course it is. We'll have to do a little walkway around the back of the elevator down here. Because this elevator looks like it opens on one side, you get in, you go downstairs, and it opens on the other side. So we'll do that. Do just a... Nope, we need to go over one more. There we go. So this is unsecured down here. Basically, the dividing point is here. So this is where baggage is going to live. This is where you meet your people. Come back up. I want to get this side kind of lined up. There is some room here, and I kind of want this to be somewhat symmetric. So I think this is going to be our midpoint. So 1, 2, 3, 2. The K kiosk. It's open all the way through. Yeah, it's at a similar angle to this one. It's just a little bit longer. So let's give me... It's hardwood, is it not? Yes, the light hardwood. So we'll do that. There are other shops. There is a restaurant directly above this area too, so we will figure out how we're doing that. We'll do probably just a single bank of shops. There is a... what was the name of it? There is a Ladderock. I probably butchered that. It's a chocolate and confectionery place. Next to that is a Steiner Flughafbeck, which is a kind of bakery, and then there's a pharmacy next to that. So that's kind of the three shops. Obviously, I'm not going to do the bakery since there's the pharmacy at the far end. So we'll just do kind of just a bank of shops. And then down on this side, there is a wall. And then you've got... down here on the end, there is a glass door that runs in between. There's a boarding... nope, not a boarding. There's a check-in desk here. Then there is... we're going to do that because baggage is going to go back here. There's a little bit of a walkway area, and there's a glass door. And this is for your oversized baggage. Oh, I did not mean to actually make this an actual thing. I don't know why I thought I was still in planning mode, but sure. That'll be fine, I guess. There we go. Well, I guess I can copy that, and that'll make life easier. And then there is... several more. Nope. The only place that I've seen any kind of self-check is down at this end. So we will just kind of keep going down over it, and this end that we're building is the Check-in one for families and business and first class, as well as down on the end, there is a boarding area for groups. And if I could put these in the correct location. How are we doing this? I guess you will live... up you forward? Where do you sit? That's fine. Again, probably way more boarding desks than we need. How much do I hate this? No, these guys need to bump forward 1 square. We're going to run this wall to there. Take you guys out. Because baggage is basically going to run through here to connect up with the rest of it. What is below that? Fantastic. Nothing is below that. We can actually take baggage down rather than running it there. Because there is a window right there, so that we don't need. And we can just do a door down at this end for staff. There are a bunch of windows down here. Don't know where that's going. Oh, well, it's going there. Nice. In fact, let's not do that. Let's do... How about we put the windows the correct direction? Let's do one there, one there, one there. And I'm 40% sure that this will be the front of the the airport. Nope. So we're gonna bump you to, say, here. At the front over here is a waiting area. I'm gonna do a little bit of wall. Well, actually, we can feed that right there. And do a little bit of wall there. We'll do a door over here for staff. And I think that'll work. There's a waiting area down on this corner. There's a kind of a little space. The walls to the waiting area look like they're just kind of some slatted wood. It's not a big space. And then there is a door that lives down over here. And actually... No, let's take this out. We're going to shift this over a little bit so we're not running into weirdness there. These doors are set back a lot. Then there's the check-in lounge, and then another door that's basically here. And then you've got a mess. This will at least allow us to take care of these guys. And in fact, can I close you guys off? So we can start, you know, moving folks elsewhere. Do you guys... Oh, you guys are finally closed. Okay, perfect. Go ahead and delete those guys. Get rid of all of that. Don't know who's struggling getting somewhere, but okay. We can get rid of these guys. And we'll wait on the last couple to go. this whole area is kind of the same kind of tile as the security area. And we'll just run it like so. This is a problem. This is the front. This whole area should be in line with this. Give me this. We need to rework this. Really? Which one's active? That one, of course. Okay. Where is the center area? It is this guy. This is a Swiss ticketing area. In here, I'm going to just use information desks, but it is an area for Swiss Air. And then there's another elevator and another escalator living here. Those two take you directly to here. We'll figure that out down the road. We can at least get these guys in place, as well as the escalator is there. There is a PRM pickup point for check-in 1 that is here. Looks like it is a check-in area for folks that have reduced mobility. So that is kind of in its own little area here. We'll again just use an information desk for that. And so you're just going to live there. It's kind of isolated like that. And then there is the other door there. Take that out. Oh, I hate that. You're going to live there. This wall goes diagonal and it's connected into the check-in lounge area. And then it kind of comes in over here. Feel like this is going to be wasted space. Because I kind of want to keep this one positioned this direction, but that means I'm going to end up taking out this guy, and that's a lot of space that, well, this whole check-in area is for A. There's going to be a lot of check-in desks that just don't do anything. So you know what? We will go with that. Let's take that out since I'm redesigning everything. Waiting on you guys to finish up. Is there not? There is. There are stairs here, okay. Waiting on this guy to finish things. But meanwhile, we're going to grab 2 of them, and we're going to put you guys here. I think that'll be okay. Take out that one. And then we could just run this wall straight across. And then over here, we've got our door to the outside world. We've got our... that doesn't do that. And we've got our waiting area over here. We'll do a little bit of wall there. Get a window down over here. Big. Be that. And again, it's windows facing the front. On the assumption I put them in the correct direction. Ooh. Believe there's a window there. Windows across the front. We've got our door there. Little seating area. We could probably take this guy out because that'll force everybody to use these escalators here. How are we doing over here? You can go. Nope, you can't. We'll have our only break room. We've got the security exit here, which we'll have to move probably sooner rather than later, although that shop is still very much making a bunch of money. In the meantime, we can buy this tile finally. Give me this, give me this, give me this. You are going to live right here once we get money. And you may recall, this is primarily going to be the landing runway. There looks like there is a de-icing pad down at this end, so we will add that in. But we're going to have to finagle this here soon. Think I want to get this tile next before we get this runway, because I do want to get E set up in place and operating before we really start to do a lot of the infrastructure work. Is there still check-ins being blocked? Yes. Let's go ahead and do that. because that'll allow all of the check-ins to exist. You know, I kind of want walls there. I don't know what tile lives in the bathroom, so we'll kind of continue that, I think. We'll do that and that. But I think we've got a somewhat decent handle on things right now. We're at 300,000, so we are quickly getting close to being able to get this tile. Once we get that tile, I want to get the large runway set. That'll clean up some of this issue of delays, which means we're going to have to rearrange this a little bit too. So, lots of fun coming, but I think I'm going to go ahead and leave this episode here. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you guys for being here and look forward to seeing you guys again in another Airport CEO video. And as always, I hope you guys have yourselves an amazing day.